They're mad at me again. They're mad at me again. Vaush doesn't understand the construction industry. Oh, fuck. Not like this. This one's especially rough because I got a couple of emails after my last gigantic ramble where construction contractors emailed me and they were like, yeah, it's really bad over here. So I don't know. Okay. You ever catch yourself listening to someone talk about a topic you're a subject matter expert on? They show their ignorance. Vaush been on one lately with the construction industry. He needs to take a step back and admit his blind spots. He keeps insinuating all these large public projects and no big contracts. No, it's often a factor, but I have not said that all of them are no bid contracts. It is definitely a fucking factor, though, for sure. Pretty sure you heard about the fuckery from the Trump admin doing no bid contracts and assumed all public works are the same. I did not say all public contracts are no bid. Typically, contractors are awarded projects by lowest bid. Low bidding is by no means the best method of selection, but the practice persists. The method incentivizes some contractors to lowball their price up front and then fish for change orders down the road. Other methods include selecting a contractor based on qualifications and adopting a guaranteed maximum price of the project. Any costs over this price are on the contractor and are not passed on to the government. It's extremely difficult for a government agency to do direct selections for contractors. Vaush claims contractors are incentivized to extend the schedule to make more money. This is completely false. Many construction contracts for public works provide provisions for liquidated damages. Dog. This basically fines the contractor for every day they're late to complete milestones laid out by the contract. God damn it, dude. It's not always done on the same project. If there's a big construction project that involves the work of like multiple contractors or multiple subcontracts or subdeals, the longer you take on average, like the more work, the more time gets spread out, the more money on average gets diverted from the federal government to the, what about you all these big public projects end up getting like they always go over time, they always go over budget. Where are all the examples of these private construction companies like fielding the cost of $2 billion extra on their construction projects? This does happen. What are we really pretending that contractors don't do this? Contractors also lose more money the longer a schedule drags out by having to pay their sureties for their performance payments month under the general conditions. This stuff's in the weeds, but it's important to understand it all comes together. I feel like this is a forest for the trees situation because it is absolutely 100% a fact that contractors do everything in their power to make as much money from a contract as possible, including like price fixing by colluding with other construction companies to make sure that all their lowest bids are really fucking high, underestimating the cost and then like over pitching it later, or like dragging out the contract, or demanding, like insistently demanding over and over and over again, like, well, we need to pull in this subcontractor and this subcontractor, and oh, this complication, and the longer you drag it out, the more you argue for an increase in the budget. Like they 100% do these things. I mean, I wouldn't pretend that I'm like an expert in the subject, but this absolutely happens. Why are we always trying to own me? Why can't we just... I still don't understand why governments don't just build this stuff themselves instead of their contractors. That's a great question. We did it during the New Deal program. We built a fuck ton of stuff for relatively cheap, and then we just stopped doing it because it didn't make private businesses enough money. Or are people in your Reddit so obsessed with demanding that everything is fine the way the world works? It's people who just want to own me. I don't understand. Like the general points that I was making were absolutely correct. They don't pretend to be like an expert in the weeds. Why not add like, hey, here's some additional info? I just don't understand this. Like, I mean, for one, I'm being misrepresented here, but like absolutely contractors employ sneaky ass tactics to drive up the price of their contracted labor. Yeah. Otherwise, how does everything keep going over budget? Obviously, it's not the corporations eating all these costs. The reason for the ballooning cost of construction projects is the increase in specialized trades and subcontractors. Well, that's a trick they do for more money. Like, yeah, it's the same way the healthcare industry works, where like, in order to get insurance to pay for something, you have to go to the GP, and then the GP's like, oh, here's like a specialist or whatever. Like the whole point of specialization in terms of min-maxing how much money you make on a given project is that now, rather than like a couple of generalists, you now have to pay like 17 different construction teams that all have their own specialists or whatever. You know what I mean? A general contractor is the entity contract with the government, their job to deliver the work. Many times the general contractor acts as a coordinator of a bunch of their subcontractors that actually do the construction. But this is what drives the price up, right? Each sub wants their profit, so each layer of subcontractors acts more bloat on the construction cost for more profit margin. But this is what back in the day, a general contractor did a lot of the construction with their own labor force, so the profit margin was kept lower. But isn't that part of the dynamic? Like, it used to be that if you wanted to build something, you'd call like Big Hog's construction company, and they'd be like, yeah, I'm Hog. Yeah, we build shit. And then they build shit. But now it's like, oh, you want to build a bus stop, do you? Well, we're going to need concrete setting experts, metallurgy experts. We're going to need meteorologists to determine the impact of the sun and UV radiation on the materials we use. And now every additional, like we're ballooning, and yeah, environmental reviews, and we're going to need like anthropologists to investigate like the long-term social ramifications of building a bus stop on a corner, you know? And then everything takes forever, and emails take a month to be responded to, and so on and so forth. It's all a tactic to fleece more money. And often these contractors, these subcontractors and these major contractors have close relationships to each other. So like a general contractor will be buddies. They'll have their preferred subcontractors, and they all get along with each other. And it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna need these guys. Like, yeah, this all happens. This all absolutely happens. Why are we mad at me? I'm literally wearing glasses right now. Just a snippet of my gripes. How is this last part a gripe with my point? I agree the industry has problems and is need to reform, but Vaush seriously needs to do some research before he talks about these things. But I'm literally right. I never mind being given more info. It's the tone. You understand? Does the people watching right now, do you agree with me? Do you understand what I'm talking about? To me, it's the tone. You know what I mean? Like, this last paragraph right here especially could be like, hey, I work in the industry, and like, here's an element of how the price gets ballooned, you know? Like, oh, in case you're interested. And then I'd read this and I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. But instead it's like, it's giving people a false sense of understanding about how these industries work, which does more harm than good. My biggest issue with Vaush is that he says incorrect shit all the time confidently. They never fucking say what I said that's wrong. He needs to do more research streams rather than just all commentary. You didn't do a research stream on the construction industry, which would have led you to the same conclusions that you had at the beginning, except with more nuance. Do I like the nuance? Yeah, I like the nuance. But like, why the tone? Why the tone? Ah! My biggest issue is that not even when he does that, it's when he's called out in it, he's dismissive, double downs, gets angry, or clowns at people trying to correct them. These people don't even like me, man. They don't even like me. Vaush, more often than not, is insufferable when someone else knows more than him about something. Like about what? What are we referring to, man? What are we? It's always the same. It's literally every time. I've been doing this for 7 years. It's always the same. Always the same. When people are like, his problem is that he always talks about stuff he doesn't know about. What stuff? Well, stuff, you know? It's totally out of control special interest shit. The fucked up thing, again, like, look, when people in chat are knowledgeable about something, you're literally like doing my work for me. I love that shit. Are you kidding me? A or B? A, I research a subject ahead of time on a topic I literally didn't know would come up on stream that day. B, a knowledgeable person in chat fills me in. Phenomenal. Wrinkle brains. Assemble. Give me the info. I love that shit. It's so easy for me, you know? Option B, please. It's just the tone sometimes. The tone matters. The tone matters. There's a big difference between, I'd like to supplement your knowledge with this, and, you don't even know what you're talking about. Well, you're generally right, but here's specifics. Every time, man. Continuing this thread, I was presently surprised, shocked even, that he actually admitted he was wrong and the whole tanning isn't causing skin damage in the European heatwave segment today. Why? Why is that shocking? I was like, I'm pretty sure it works this way, does it? And then I Google it, and it doesn't. And I'm like, I genuinely don't know where, like, who these people are watching. I don't understand. I really don't. I think a lot of them just, can I maybe speculate a bit? I feel like a lot of them are, fuck, I'm being super uncharitable, but I'm going to do it anyway, are insecure, and they read my behavior as pompousness when I'm riffing with chat. Like, I'll disagree with chat, and I'll be like, yeah, fuck you, da, bada bing, bada boom, you know? And from this, they're reading like an actual unwillingness to concede a point, as opposed to me just genuinely enjoying the theatrics of beefing with chat, you know? But if I'm like, why would I say, I think it works like X, and then Google that it's Y, and then be like, no, it's still X. So someone on chat can be like, no, dude, look it up here, and hit me with a WebMD article. And then I'm like, no, banned. Like, what universe are we living in, man? The issue is he doesn't couch or shade his statements as speculation or theorizing, so he says it super confidently. Guys, did you know that construction costs have ballooned and contractors are to blame? I think you need to research that a little bit more. These people hate my ass. Vaush is the king of conjecture and speculation at this point. Okay, second major reply. This feels like a distinction without a difference, to be honest. Yes! A person that agrees with me, they must be right. You adding in subcontracting as another layer of the rot would probably be something he would appreciate insight on and agree with if you didn't frame this negatively. Oh my God! Kitty on keyboards! Oh my God, you're like socially cut. You're like psychic. You employed the psychic tactic of understanding like a basic element of communication. W chatter. This post would be a lot more interesting if it actually explained more reasons construction in the USA cost $1 billion to get nothing done. That's the shit I want to read, man. If you have insider knowledge, I don't want to hear your whiny bitch ass complain that I speak confidently on the subject when I'm only generally right rather than specifically right. I want to hear you explain to me why the fuck it costs $50 billion to do nothing in this country. That's what I want to know. Drop some knowledge. Subcontracting. I'll throw that one in. I'll add that to the repertoire. Get the same feeling whenever Vaush doom preaches about the state of American manufacturing. Oh no. Trump's tariffs are wreaking havoc on manufacturers, but saying we manufacture nothing, as I've heard Vaush claim many times in stream, is nonsense. It could just be autism, right? Vaush says we manufacture nothing in this country, but like, that's not true. We have a manufacturing industry. Oh, wow, you're right. Sorry, I thought it was literally nothing. I mean, it's just like a coincidence that when you go to any store and buy anything, it was built or made somewhere else. Oh, we still make things. Yeah, like, I guess. These people even listen to you? I just don't. I complain about parasociality, but I would prefer the chatter who, like, on some level thinks they could get along with me if they knew me IRL to the chatter who, like, wishes they knew me IRL so they could debate me on a thing that I said 80 streams ago that they agree with, but like in a different way, you know? It didn't seem like he was ever claiming to be some kind of construction industry expert. Would you do some kind of rant about how you're not an environmental expert before feeling like you're permitted to oppose carbon emissions? Yeah, I agree that's an unfair standard to expect someone to be an expert before talking about something. However, I think it's fair to ask that you don't pontificate about it if you're not. Sorry, you can talk about how construction is overpriced and ineffective in America, but you can't pontificate. It's not called shit, it's called guano. Okay, again, we don't need to hate. We can get along. Freshnar, we can get along. It doesn't have to be like this, okay? We're on the same team. We're literally on the same, this is us, okay? This is us. We are friends. We don't have to fight. This just sounds like a guy who's a weird complex about his job. Again, like, I don't want to discourage. Listen, okay? You know, after the stream where I learned that all tanning is skin damage, I've like said that to like every person in my life now. I love knowing things. I've got like all my friends. I'm like, did you know this? And my friends are like, yeah, I knew. And I'm like, fuck, god damn it. But I want to know. I love it when I know more things. I get to it's like makes my job easier. Like my job is so much easier when I know the thing that's correct already, rather than needing to find out on the fly. Just don't be an asshole to me, please. Especially when it's like fucking. Yeah, no. Subcontracting is this is good. I'm glad I got this paragraph. I'm glad that I like rage read this post, because this last paragraph gives me another wrinkle in the brain, you know? Tanning is skin damage? Yes. See, we learned that. Yes, tanning is skin damage. It is. It's like, and I put it this way, and because this is why I'm a communicator, not a knower. I know, then I communicate. A tan is like how your skin develops a callus due to repeated wear. Tanning is like UV calluses. So it's still damage, but it's like a protective, you know? Well, anyway.